Alright people, what's up everyone, and welcome to another reaction to another SunnyV2 video, and this is the most awkward moments in Joe Rogan history, which sounds great to me. He just did a Joe Rogan video, and now we're doing another one. Most awkward moments? I'm gonna assume there's a lot of them. So, let's get to it. I'm surprised this video isn't longer than 12 minutes. It should be 3 hours, I would assume. I'm sure there's a lot of awkward moments in Joe Rogan's history of podcasts. He's done almost like 1,000 of them, or way over, or way under. I don't freaking know. Is there more Joe Rogan episodes than One Piece at this point? I have no idea. So let's get to it. Let's check it out. Link in the description. Go check it out yourself. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Awkward moments on Joe Rogan are certainly a rare sighting, but they do still happen occasionally. So let's begin by looking at the Joe Rogan Experience number 958, when the conversation between Joe and Jordan Peterson became so deep that the two completely forgot what they were talking about in the first place.
You can say, well, yeah, I've got all these flaws, but look at what I'm trying to do. Right. That's the real ground of self-respect. Well, I'm off the track with the question. Ground of self-respect. I can't remember what you asked me. So, we'll have to go to a different topic.
How did we get on this? We were,
You asked about the evolutionary basis of...
Oh, that was a long time ago.
I know, it's a rabbit hole that just doesn't disappear.
But where were we just now? Remember where we were just now?
Hey, Jamie.
No.
Jamie counter. He didn't say Jamie.
Something else that's happening right now. Let you know.
What is it?
He's
Told me
jerking
he just
off.
got fired by Trump a little bit ago. And Twitter is ablaze about what's going on right now.
This is a little off topic, but I mean, you want to talk about a figure?
Oh, I know. We were talking about men.
Yes.
We were talking about men and what motivates them.
As you can see, the conversation did eventually get back on track, and the podcast finished with no further hiccups. However, this wasn't the only time on an episode where Joe didn't know what else to say. Take, for example, the Joe Rogan Experience number 1726 with Chuck Palahniuk, which as a whole was an awesome podcast, except for certain parts in the beginning. Now, it seemed like the biggest problem was that the two were discussing a topic which didn't have much substance, and as a result, Joe would say things which received no response at all.
There was little 3-foot-tall furry people that were living on an island in Flores. It's wild.
While it felt as though the two were saying anything they could in order to keep the conversation going.
The Gates Foundation.
I actually really like that.
Really
That was
active
funny.
in that area, I heard. Yeah.
Oh, this is awkward.
I see what you're saying. Yeah, it could be. Maybe we tried vaccines on them. Used them to experiment. Could be.
However, the most awkward silence came at the end of this topic when, in a rare instance, it seemed as though Joe completely ran out of things to talk about.
So how's your...
That's where cuckold comes from?
Yeah.
Huh. I guess it makes sense. I guess that's a
cuckold.
logical origin.
How long are we into this, Jamie? What? We're not an hour in?
It's kind of tragic.
Cuckold.
It is tragic.
What's
Well,
tragic?
birds are tragic, period. It's a weird creature. You know?
I'm sure
they
birds
get to
look at us
fly.
and think the same thing. The motherfucker can't
They
even
don't
go in the
live very
sky.
long.
Dumbass.
They get eaten by other birds.
Perhaps
Just
Joe and
say that about
Chuck were
any
simply
animal.
being highly
This animal gets eaten
introspective
by
during
this
their
animal.
conversation
We're
about
alive.
birds. But what happens when a guest brings up a serious topic while Joe
Who
sits
did
there
it?
laughing?
Who did it?
This is what happened during the Joe
I was
Rogan
just about to say
Experience
Mike Tyson.
number 1532 with Mike Tyson.
Alright, so
which
they're
got
way
a bit
over
awkward
1,000,
after
by the
Joe
way.
interpreted one
Should've
of Mike's
mentioned that
serious videos as somewhat of a joke.
I did that video and I was in bed for a week. That was 30 seconds and I was in bed for a week. And it's not funny because it made me realize that you was
There
out.
it is right there.
Yeah, that wasn't really cool.
After Mike ended this first interaction by stating that wasn't really cool, another period of awkward conflict occurred.
What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question.
It's orgasmic sometimes.
It means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
But saying that it gets you orgasmic, that's a strange thing to say.
Well, that's just what I want. I wanted to find out because you're really bright. And I thought you would figure it. No, I'm being very serious.
No, I know. I know you're being serious, but I mean,
Mike
no
Tyson
one will
Mysteries.
understand that other than
Let's
you.
talk about
which
that.
eventually resulted in even more
How was
uncomfortable
it to work with
silence.
Norm
Alexander the
Macdonald?
Great was 32 and he conquered the known world
Yeah.
Hell
in
yeah.
10 years.
Yeah. Sick.
And so thinking about that as a young man.
Absolutely.
However, this wasn't the only time that inviting a fighter onto the
Absolutely.
podcast ended with an extremely
John
awkward
Cena.
moment.
He
As during the
F5
Joe
them,
Rogan
or
Experience
FU
number
them. Who the fuck is Joe
607,
Schilling?
the audience had to witness this.
It was a really tough fight for me too. You know, it was a really
UFC,
bad
I see.
camp. It was probably the worst camp of my career. My dad had passed away like 3 weeks before the fight, and like 2 or 3 days after that,
Is he
Why
with
does that
all
look
that?
so shitty, Jamie?
my cousin passed away. So it was.
Like, pull it back. Is it our computer that's doing that?
Come on, Joe Rogan.
It's a
God
YouTube
damn, he's
video.
opening up about his fucking.
Is it really that bad? What do we got to do to fix that?
Focusing on a YouTube video's quality instead of the comments made by your guest about the passing of their
Wow.
father definitely makes for
Holy
some uncomfortable
shit.
viewing. However, it's not like this was the
Wow.
only time where things got awkward.
That was really. I'm sorry. That was fucking. That was bad. He should feel bad about that one. I hope he issue an apology. That was
Who
bullshit.
wasn't paying attention.
If I get fired here, whatever, I'll just go do Joe Rogan next week and I'll be fine. Anyway, I thought that was funny. No?
What?
I was like, I
Is that what you thought?
I literally thought that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I thought it'd be funny.
Well, it could have been funny.
Yeah.
I was booked up, though.
No, it was fine. It was just funny to truly...
Because I remember somebody contacted me, like, to have you on.
Hi.
And I was like, I don't have any room.
Oh, I'll just
like,
do
for
Joe
that.
Rogan.
I could do, like, an emergency podcast.
That's
where
you.
I'm like, let me let this dude
That's
ride
you.
this out.
Yeah.
And then we'll do one
Oh, it's just
eventually.
it's
Truly-
Seth Rogan.
glad that
He
did
probably
not happen.
would have
I
heard
would
a
come in
great laugh,
emotional,
maybe.
Yeah.
Like, come in,
No,
like,
actually,
"Guns
it
N'
wasn't.
Roses isn't fair, right? And I never felt that way. Like, the whole time, I was like, I kind of get it.
Accidentally inviting yourself onto the podcast is clearly a pretty good way to make Joe uncomfortable. But if you want to make things really weird, then all you need to do is give Joe a couple of compliments, as was shown in the Joe Rogan Experience number 1518
no.
with David Cho. Now, don't get me wrong,
You're
this
great,
episode is
Joe.
a contender
Fuck
for the
you.
best Joe Rogan podcast ever created.
Oh, really?
And part of the reason for this was that Dave kept giving Joe these uncomfortably wholesome compliments.
What is your threshold with receiving compliments?
My threshold?
Yeah, what's your comfort level? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. I don't know.
Can I give you
Okay.
5?
Sure.
Okay. You only look better as you get older.
Oh, thank you.
You have a beautifully shaped skull. Like as an artist, as a sculptor, like I painted you.
Yes.
I don't like the painting anymore. I think I can do a better one now.
It's
But
awesome. It's an awesome painting.
all
That's
artists and
true.
sculptors out there listening, paint this guy's skull. It's beautiful.
Two.
You're unbelievably curious, inspirational.
Yeah.
You give me hope. You're funny. You're
These all different
entertaining,
ones.
and you're a leader. You're
assuming
a
those are all
perfectly
different?
imperfect, unrepeatable miracle of the universe.
Wow. That's heavy.
You're great, man.
Well, that's very sweet of you. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, man. That's
Oh,
very
why don't
nice
you
of you.
fucking
Before
make
Joe
out?
would put the awkwardness back on Dave in a fairly wholesome way.
Some people can't be themselves. They're not good at it. You're really good at being David Cho.
Thank you.
You're really good at it.
I'm horrible at taking compliments, by the way. So thank you.
It's uncomfortable for everybody, I think, unless you're a real
You
creep.
did it great right now. That was
thank you,
good.
thank
Could I have done more?
Say
Could I have
more,
given you,
please.
However, this wasn't the only
that
time on the
wasn't
Joe
that-
Rogan Experience.
Oh no, Adam Egan! He was underneath the Manhattan Bridge giving. What the fuck? He's a Norm Macdonald staple. Oh fuck! What was Norm Macdonald would always say he was underneath some bridge giving fucking hand jobs or
Much
blow
praise came an
jobs.
instant stop to
A
the
nickel a pop or
conversation.
something.
Congrats, by the way, on Spotify.
Thank you. I know, crazy, right?
So well deserved, man.
Thank you.
God
Very nice of
damn.
you.
So I didn't want to forget.
No worries.
I didn't want to forget.
Yeah, dude, I've been ultra paying attention to my health.
Then there was the Joe Rogan Experience number
That wasn't that bad.
1572, which became awkward after Joe
I was a little upset about that. I wanted that to be really awkward.
accidentally gave himself a future.
Hey, if you haven't watched the Norm Macdonald live, watch that. It's so good. You can watch a lot of clips of that on YouTube. So
How are you
fucking
so
funny.
good at rock, paper, scissors?
Just, skill, muscle,
What
intuition.
the fuck his name is?
Intuition. Can we play right now?
He's
You wanna
gonna,
play?
oh, he's gonna
But I
lose.
only play for stakes.
Okay. What do you want to play for?
If I win, I do the programming on your show for a week.
No, that's worth a lot of money.
What kind of money? What do you think? I'm not saying like the ads or whatever. I'm
We
saying
can be like programming, like who's going to be on.
yeah, who's gonna be on?
That's not possible. We're booked up months and months in advance.
You were so
and-
confident until just now. We
No,
can
no,
pick a
no.
month,
That's
few
just-
months
that's,
off. Whatever.
that's ridiculous
Oh,
to flip a coin on that. There's no chance.
How
Do
about
you think that
this?
there's something of equivalent value?
No.
There's
No,
nothing.
that?
Nothing.
that I can
No. There's nothing that you could give me
Oh, equivalent value of the week.
that would be worth a week of programming on the show. What are you going to
How
give me?
about 5 minutes of program?
You have to give me a spectacular amount of money. How about $5?
No.
No?
$10. What?
That's
It's
gotta
just
be-
rock paper scissors. The fuck?
Come on, man.
What are you giving him?
Gotta be
$20?
realistic.
$20. I got $20 in my pocket.
Money is off the table. We can't do
Money's
money.
off the table?
Forget that.
All right. Sounds like someone's scared to lose at rock, paper, scissors.
It sounds like someone else is scared to lose.
No, you're asking me for something that's ridiculous. You don't have anything. You don't have anything that's worth a week of programming on this show. You don't have it.
That's rough.
It doesn't exist.
That's rough.
No, it doesn't. It literally doesn't exist. Like there's not like there's nothing that you can have that you can offer me that I couldn't
You got
buy
nothing.
myself.
A week.
I'll make. I'll
No.
A week will pass from now, and that week would be worth more than anything you have in
No,
the future or
You
past
can't.
or present.
Okay.
But that doesn't do anything for me.
However, if you really want to make the podcast awkward, then you're going to have to touch on politics,
that was very
which is what
awkward.
happened
Oh,
during the
no.
Joe Rogan Experience number 1882, when a fairly innocent comment about a political
Oh, I think I know who she is. I think she was at Joe Rogan did a fucking oh my god, the presidential whatever fuck with the voting. They stayed there, just whatever. And Bill Burr was there. The only reason why I watched it was Bill Burr. I think she was there.
date escalated into a very unpleasant
I think she was there.
exchange.
We look for someone who makes us feel good, and they just decide this is how I'm voting. You know, like
Yeah.
that's. I mean, that was a lot of people's perspectives on Hillary Clinton. I talked to a
No,
lot
I'm
of
pretty
people
sure
that hated-
everyone loved her.
I'm
Pretty sure she
the
won.
most loved.
I liked Elizabeth Warren. She's
Why?
cool. I
What?
just like same. I liked her. I like her
con artist.
tenacity. Yeah, but
They're all con
okay, who isn't?
Yeah, Bernie Sanders.
Okay,
I
but
think
did you
he's a
vote for
con
Bernie?
artist. He wasn't available to vote for.
Did
I
you
would've.
vote in the
I didn't vote for in the
in
primary.
the primaries? Right.
Yeah.
I
But
did.
I had him on my podcast. And he was
Bernie
very
Sanders?
sincere.
Okay, cool. I've had my
think-
mom on my podcast. You want to flex? I'm just saying.
I think he's very sincere.
Joe and Eliza were able to hash out their
That's fine.
disagreement in a relatively
it
mature
was a little
way.
good.
However, what happens
That
when
wasn't
Joe
that awkward.
accidentally touches on a topic that the guest specifically asked him not to talk
Oh,
about? This is what
no.
happened during the Joe Rogan Experience number 1035 with Paul Stamets, which hit a bit of a bump after Joe asked about the negative side effects of mushrooms.
What are the negative benefit or the negative effects of this?
This is an explosive area of conversation, and puts my life in danger. So I reserve the right not to answer your question.
Whoa. I didn't expect that. It puts your life in danger talking about portobello mushrooms? He's looking at me silently. I will respectfully move on.
Thank you.
So anybody who's interested, just Google that and get back to me.
Heat them, see what they do to you. Do it. All right, wow. All right, that was interesting. I feel like the ones that are just two people talking, or just anybody talking, are way more interesting, or at least more captivating. Not that SunnyV2 talking about certain things is not as captivating, but like actually seeing conversations and seeing whoever it's actually about talking, I think it just makes it a little bit more interesting to me. Anyway, there you go. That's it. It's another SunnyV2 video. That was really good. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.